Recording. We're good.
Okay, cool, man. All right, so I wanted to talk to you about some stuff that we talked about before, but we kind of lost the interview footage. Um, Tell me about your background, man. Tell me about your ethnicity. You're part Mexican, but you're also part Native American, right? Talk about that. Tell me that in your own words. And how much does your ethnicity mean to you?
Uh, my ethnicity, my heritage, it just means so much to me. I grew up in a town where racism is still around. I mean, people talk about like it's something from the past, but it's really not. So being able to overcome color is something that's really important to me. I grew up proud of who I am. Like you said, I'm part Mexican, and I also have Native American, Comanche Indian, to be exact. My grandpa, he was of Mexican descent, and Comanche Indian as well. And I have a lot of Native American background in my grandmother's. I'm not too sure about her native tribe, but it's there, man, and I really enjoy it. Sometimes it feels like it's what keeps me going and what helps me through the times that I have to push through and really accomplish what I need to accomplish.
Nice, yeah. And I wanted to know, like, how much has your Native American background, like, does that inspire you to become more connected to the wilderness? I know Native Americans, definitely have like a really strong appreciation for the land and for the animals that they deal with and kill. Even like, has it given you more of a greater, profound appreciation for that stuff?
Yeah, it really drives it. When you become one with your heritage, you really want to try to understand all aspects of it. It's like the Native American heritage that I have. The Comanche Indians, they were ruthless. They would they were to call it like it is. They were the last tribe to surrender to the white man. So they survived for a long time, even when they were killing their buffalo and murdering people in their tribes. Comanche Indians were born to survive. And to have that running through my veins is something really, really inspiring. It really does thrive my curiosity for the wilderness, and I think at sometimes it does push me to the point to try something new and kind of go over the top and really test my abilities.
Nice, man. Perfect, perfect. So you're kind of like a modern day cowboy. Like, tell me about that. I mean, tell me about like all of your experiences as a cowboy, as a horse trainer, when you started, how much you love it. Like, go into that a little bit. And I want you to say like, man, I am a modern day cowboy, and then go into it.
Well, man, I'm a modern day cowboy. I really, really enjoy horses and the equestrian world. Growing up, I've always been around it. My mom, incredible woman, can train a horse like I've never seen, and I've been very fortunate to learn from her and learn from other people on the way to train a horse and to make it safe for people to ride or to be around. I started when I was 3 years old riding my first horse. It was something that just came natural. To this day, I always believe that it's because my mom actually used to ride horses when she was pregnant with me. So I started when I was 3 years old. I trained my first horse when I was 11, and by the age of 15, I was working with a gentleman who trained cutting horses, and we trained about over 450 horses together. And working with him from 15 years old to the time I was 21, I gained a really good friend and also someone who had knowledge on how to make something safe and enjoyable at the same time. And it's really, really interesting to learn on how such a creature that's majestic, that's been portrayed in different ways in film, like Pegasus or something like that. That not everything you see is what you get. I mean, it can be dangerous, but it can be fun if you make it fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's just no joke, man. Like breaking in a horse is pretty. That's grueling work. Like tell me about how hard it is.
It can be rough. Sometimes you get the ones that are just easy. I mean, it just comes natural for them. But sometimes you get the other ones who literally try to kill you. And I've been in situations where I've had horses completely laying on top of me. And I've been in situations where something happens so fast that you don't know if you're going to get hurt or if you are hurt. I mean, you really don't have time to think about it. It's just something that you have to react to naturally. You have to have that natural born reflex of it. And for me to have a gift like that is really been a blessing. It taught me a lot of patience. I always, tell people that dealing with horses is like dealing with like a young child. If you tell them no and they do it, then you kind of have to punish them. If you don't punish them, then they'll never learn that lesson. And it's the same way with the horse. I don't believe in beating a horse or anything like that. But I mean, sometimes they need a butt whooping. It's just like a kid, you know. And you really got to try to take control and show them that you don't want to like. It's hard to explain. You don't want them to think that you're threatening them. You want them to trust you. When you gain your horse's trust, it's so much easier, and it makes so much it makes so much more sense, and it takes so much pressure off of you. And when you get that pressure off of you,
Does that translate into people? Like, does being a good horse trainer make you a better person? Like, do you get people to trust you? Is that really important in your personal life with other humans as well?
well, yeah, getting people to trust you is a little bit different. Horses, they do have a mind of their own, but sometimes you have trouble reading them. People you can read, especially nowadays when people have technology that they rely on text messaging or emailing or Facebook or something like that. It makes it harder for people to talk to you in person because they're not used to that anymore. So when you get around a person, they're easier to read. You can tell if they're lying to you by the way they talk or by the way they look, or if they look away, if they don't make eye contact. I mean, there's different signs to read people. But I've always been the type to, I don't like to judge. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you. But I mean, I can cross you when I have to and do what I need to do to stay a step ahead of you, so to speak.
Nice, nice, okay. Give me an example. Like, how do you deal with drama? Like, when people are being dramatic, like, do you have no time for that shit, or like, do you do you like it a little bit? Do you like add a little fuel to the fire, or are you a moderator? Like, how do you fall into when someone's being dramatic? How do you act?
Sometimes it depends on what side of the bed I wake up in the morning. It could be, I could be an instigator, which is really fun because if there's conflict between two people that doesn't involve me, that's when it gets fun to start instigating it. But myself, I'm kind of like, I don't really have time for it. If you want to be a dumbass, then
I don't have time for drama usually. Like, I just want to get the word drama in there, and then continue with what you're saying.
okay, all right. Just to help me out here, could you ask the question again?
Yeah, I'm talking about drama. Like, you're just about saying, myself, usually, I don't have time for it, but we need to know what it is. So, I want you to say, myself, usually, I don't have time for drama, and then continue talking about it.
Myself, usually I don't have time for drama. I wake up in the morning sometimes and I kind of, if it's like a conflict between two people, I want to instigate it. It's pretty fun and entertaining to watch, but myself, I don't have time for it. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, if you're gonna give me so much drama, I don't want to be a part of it. I got my own thing that I'm gonna do, and I always want to focus on the task at hand. And if your negative attitude or the drama that you're causing is gonna cause me to lose my concentration or to lose focus on the goals that I'm after in life, then I don't have time for that shit.
Right, right. Can you give me an example of anything like dramatic that happened to you recently or ever in your life, and how did you deal with it? Like, how do you deal with drama? But like, also, give me an example. I mean, this could be with your friends, family, like coworkers, whatever. Like, give me an example of some drama situation that happened and how you dealt with it.
Man, living life, you got drama everywhere, and especially in your workplace. workplace, when you work in a factory like I do, when you build the fireplace